Good afternoon and God bless you, my most amazing artists. How are you? Ready to create? I make messes, I make mistakes, but deep inside, I've got what it takes. I am an artist. All right, boys and girls, today in art class, we are going to draw our very own frog inspired by the fairy tale, The Frog Prince. Now, there are many different adaptations of the Brothers Grimm fairy tale, and you might be more familiar with the Disney movie, The Princess and the Frog. But all of them involve a prince who has been unfortunately turned into a frog. He meets a princess whose friendship can break the spell and turn him back into a human. So for our drawing today, you're going to use line and shape to draw your frog step by step with me. Now we're also going to draw our frog so that it stands out from the water and the sky, and that's called contrast. Now, I've taught you to use contrast and show it in a couple ways, and one way is to draw all your lines using something black. And I mean all of your lines, the detail lines, the outlines. Every line gets drawn in something black. So if you look at my picture on the right, I have used a black Sharpie to draw all of the lines in my picture. And then I added color using crayons. Now in my picture on the left, I drew all of my lines with a black Sharpie and added color with my markers. So that's two different pictures, two different ways that you can create your frog prince drawing today. Now remember, use something black to show contrast. We want the frog and everything in your picture to stand out. All right, then we are going to create emphasis. Now, emphasis in your picture is going to come in the form of your very own crown. All right, so you're going to get to make your own crown for your frog that's going to become the focal point, the emphasis, the most important part of your picture. So your eye is going to go right straight to the crown on your frog prince. So I've drawn 3 different kinds of crowns, and you can use your imagination and creativity and come up with your very own type of crown in whatever colors you want. Remember, you're the artist. You get to choose how to make that. So that crown is going to become the emphasis of your picture today. All right, boys and girls. Now, with today's drawing, I'm going to take you step by step, and I'm going to use a black oil pastel today, and my color I will be adding with watercolor paint. But you use whatever black tool you have to do your drawing, and then you use whatever tools you have to add the color. All right, so let's get started. All right, so I've got my black oil pastel. I want to come to the middle of my paper. So I've turned the page in my sketchbook. I've turned the page so it's in the wide position. And I'm gonna go right to the middle of my paper, and I'm going to draw 2 circles. Here we go. 2 circles. And they're about the same size. And then I'm gonna add the center of my eye. So it's just a dot that I'm gonna color in. I'm gonna have my frog looking straight at us here. All right, the next step, we need to add the front legs of our frog. So I'm gonna come in, now my fingers are bigger, I'm gonna come in 3 finger space, I'm gonna space 3 fingers from my eyes. And I'm gonna just draw a line right underneath my eye, 3 fingers down. And then I'm gonna draw another line. And then I'm gonna draw, that's gonna become 1 leg. And then I'm gonna do 2 more. And that's gonna become my 2nd leg. But now I have to connect these together to make a leg. So we're gonna do little feet. Now you can draw your feet using diagonals, like I did in my crayon picture here, or I'm gonna try doing it kind of showing that our frog has webbed feet. All right, and to do that, you're gonna draw a diagonal and another diagonal. Both those diagonals are going out, okay? Then we're going to draw a U and another U, and then I'm gonna do a bigger U in the middle. Now I still gotta connect those, so I'm gonna connect them with a rainbow line. So now I've got little webbed feet. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna draw a diagonal out, go to the other line, draw a diagonal out, and then I'm going to make a U and a U, and I'm gonna put a big U in the middle, and then I'm gonna connect them with a little rainbow line. Now I have the front legs. We're ready to draw the body. So the body, we're gonna come back up to the left eye, and we're gonna draw a curved line all the way until I get to my leg line. So I'm gonna start at the eye, and I'm gonna draw a curved line all the way till I get to the leg. I'm gonna stop, okay? Now I'm gonna go to the right eye, and I'm gonna draw another curved line going the other way, and I'm gonna stop at my right leg. So I'm gonna start here at the top of my eye. I'm gonna draw a nice curved line, whoop, all the way till I get to my leg, and then I'm going to stop. Now it's okay if it's a little wobbly, that's all right. Now I need to connect in between to make the belly, so I'm gonna jump over the leg and connect. So now my body is in place. All right. Next, we need to add some back legs. All right, so the back legs are going to be ovals. So I'm gonna come down about halfway on the right, and I'm gonna draw an oval, and I'm gonna go out away from my body, and I'm gonna come back to my body. So when I start, and that's again about halfway on that curved line. And it's almost like an oval, and I come right back to my body. Now I did that on the right side, so I wanna go and do that same thing on my left side. I'm gonna come halfway, go out and around, and come back to my body. And now I have 2 legs. Now I need to give some detail, a detail line in my legs. So I'm gonna come right in the middle of my leg on the curve, and I'm just gonna draw a little curved line. And because I do it on the left, I'm gonna come over to the right, and I'm gonna do it on the right. Great. Now we have 2 legs in the front and this beginning of our back legs. Now we gotta add the feet to our back legs. So we're gonna do it almost the same as what we did on the front. We're gonna come a diagonal and a diagonal, U, U, and then a bigger U with a little rainbow arch. There's one back leg. Now we're gonna come over to the other side and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So we wanna do a diagonal and a diagonal, a U, and then a bigger U. Now we're gonna connect them with the arch or rainbow. Now I've got 2 back legs, 2 front legs. All right, boys and girls, we are ready to add the smile. So I'm gonna go right in between the eyes and the front legs, and my frog prince is happy because he's met his prince. So I'm gonna draw a smile, and you can even make a tongue sticking out. There we go. Happy little frog. All right, so next I'm gonna add the lily pad, as he's sitting in the middle of the pond on a lily pad. So I'm gonna start over at his back leg, and I'm just using a curved line, and I'm just gonna draw a curved line going around my toes. There we go. Happy little lily pad. Now it's okay if you've gone off your paper space, that's all right. It's okay. All right, next I'm going to add my ground line, because I need to separate the sky from the water. So I'm gonna draw from the edge of my paper, stopping at my frog. I'm gonna jump over my frog, and then I'm gonna start and go to the edge of my paper. All right, so my pond has a lily pad in it. It needs some long grasses in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adding those. So those are just curved lines with an oval. Let's see, how about a happy little I'm gonna come over here, draw one over here. All right, I might add some more, but we now need to draw our emphasis, and that's going to be the crown. All right, so I want my crown to be on top of my frog's head. So I'm going to draw a curved line, and then I'm going to the other side and I'm going to draw a curved line. And then I want a V right in the middle. All right, now then I'm going to draw a curved line and connect. And then I'm going to draw a curved line and connect. Now we can add some circles on top. All right, now let's go with a rhombus shape inside. Give some sparkly jewels to our crown. There we go. Now I see I have some more space here, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some more of my little, these are called cattails. I'm gonna add a couple more here. Oh, you know what? I could add a fly. Maybe he's looking at a fly. So let's see, let's go with a circle. And then some wings. And then I can put one more little cattail right here. There. All right. I think I've got the drawing of our frog done. Now you can go ahead and add some details, some color to some of the details in your picture. Like I'm gonna take an oil pastel. Now if you don't have oil pastel, you definitely can go ahead and use crayon. But I'm gonna go ahead and color inside my little fly wings with the white. Now I kind of smudged it and made it gray. That's okay. And then I want to color in my little cattails with some brown oil pastel. And I think I'm gonna do the circles and my jewels. If you're going to use paint but you don't have oil pastel, then just go ahead and use crayon. Remember, watercolor paint and crayon are best friends too. So then I'm gonna do the tongue too with my oil pastel. There we go. Cute. And let's see, jewels. What color do I want to do the jewels? Let's see. Maybe, you know what? I made the tongue red. Maybe I'm gonna go ahead and do these jewels red. Let's do that. Make some rubies. Some ruby. There we go. And then I'm gonna do orange for these circles. All right. And then I'm gonna do, our frog needs some polka dots. I love polka dots. So let's do some polka dots. And I'm gonna go with, let's go, how about, let's do one here. Let's do one up there. A polka dot here. Let's do a polka dot there and one here. Let's have a happy polka dot over there. Got room for a whole polka dot here. Let's put one there. And then let's do one, well, let's make one here. All right, let's see what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna do some blue, maybe some yellow green. I do one yellow green there, and let's do a yellow green over here. And do a yellow green here. All right, and then let's do a blue one here. A blue one here. blue one here. And let's do another yellow one there. All right. There we go. All right, now if you wanted to add clouds at this point, and you have crayon or oil pastel, you can add some fluffy clouds right now. I know you can't see them, but they're gonna magically appear when we add our paint. All right, now it's time to add our paint. All right, so we're gonna work top down, and I'm gonna go ahead with starting with the sky color. So you can follow along with me with paint, or you can go ahead and add your color. Oh, look, it's magic, my clouds are coming through. You can go ahead and add your color with crayons or markers, whatever you have. I'm gonna trace carefully and then go a little quicker. And the great thing is I can even just paint right on over the top, because my oil pastel and watercolor paint are best friends. All right, so they won't cover each other up. So I just need to be careful around my crown, and I could paint right over my cattails and it won't mess them up. All right, so I'm gonna be a little bit more careful here with my crown. And then I can go a little quicker. And when your paint starts to run dry like that, then go ahead and dip the tip of your brush back into your paint, and you won't get that dry look. Oh, there's my third cloud magically appearing. And look, I can go right over my fly, and my flies stay in the same color. Because I colored them in with the oil pastel. And remember, you can, if you did with crayon, it'll work with crayon too. All right, my sky is done. Amazing. All right, so I'm gonna rinse out my brush because I want to go and I'm gonna do my crown next. The trick when doing a resist like this is to press down hard on your crayon so that you have, or your oil pastel, so that you have a nice thick application of the crayon or the oil pastel. That's the trick to keeping, because you've built like this layer of crayon wax or oil pastel, and it builds like this wall. So your shapes kind of become this wall of black line, and then you can fill it in and it won't go into your color next door, you know, whatever the shape you want to paint. Like my crown here is a shape next to my sky, but none of that paint, the yellow, is going into my green or into my blue, which would make green, because it's got this wall of black oil pastel built up, and so it's staying inside the crown shape, and then my blue is staying inside my sky shape. All right, so I'm done with my crown. I'm gonna rinse out my brush, and now I get to paint my frog. So I'm gonna give my frog a nice green color. I'm using just the tip of my brush, and I'm not pressing very hard so that I keep a nice point. And then that way I can get into the little tiny spaces. And then I'm just smoothing it out as I go. I don't want too many puddles. Because that would soak my paper. Could potentially put a hole in my art paper. All right, I'm gonna let the frog dry some before I do that lily pad. So I'm gonna go back to my water, and I'm gonna paint my water, and then I'm gonna come back and paint my lily pad. So I'm gonna rinse out my brush, and let's go with a blue-green. Let's go with a blue-green color for the water. You can use color to show contrast in your picture. So I did a lighter blue for my sky, and then my blue-green for my water is a darker value. So that's gonna give contrast to my painting as well. And the thing to remember is try not to paint over the same spot over and over again, because that could cause a hole in your paper too. All right. And I put another piece of paper, the red paper you see here, I put under to protect my table and protect the next page in my sketchbook, so that I can just go right up to the edge and not worry about ruining my table. Water's coming out so nice. He's having a good time on his pond. I'm just gonna trace my shape slowly, and then I can fill it in a little quicker. And see how it's starting to get dry right there? I want to dip back, just to tip back into my paint so that I can smooth it out so I don't have that dry brush look. Sometimes you want it, that dry brush technique, you want that in your paintings, and then other times you don't. And I decided I don't, I want it nice and smooth. There we go, my water is done. All right, time to rinse out my brush, and we're ready for the lily pad. So I'm gonna do some yellow and green and make my lily pad a yellow green. So it contrasts with the green of my frog. You can mix yellow and green together. You can mix it right on your paper, or you can paint, I could paint the whole lily pad yellow and then paint green on top of it. Carefully around my toes. Kind of ran out of room for my lily pad down here. Maybe I made his feet too big. So what's your frog doing today? Your frog prince hunting flies? Or maybe he's out on his lily pad taking a nap. Is your frog happy? Or is your frog sad? Your frog waiting for the princess to come and turn him back into a prince. All right, boys and girls, I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson on how to draw your very own frog prince. I can't wait to get pictures of your artwork so I can see how you were creative with the details of your very own frog prince. Happy creating, and I'll see you next time. Bye.